Hey guys, so here's where we're at today. It's Thursday today and we are having some people over tomorrow night for dinner and board games because I don't know, like, are we hipsters or nerds, or is that just everyone does it these days and it's completely normal? I don't know. Whatever, we're having people over and I thought, what better time is there to attempt to make potato chip bark as seen in the Hercules Candy video linked below. I live in Australia and sadly Hercules Candy does not ship their products to Australia. This makes me both angry and disappointed, but mostly disappointed because all their stuff looks amazing. So to overcome this issue, I guess I just have to make my own. So today we are going to attempt to make potato chip bark the way that the Hercules Candy team makes theirs. So let's get started. So I don't know how this is gonna go because I don't have all the proper equipment. I'm gonna be melting my chocolate in the microwave, and I will link down below to the how to cook that chocolate secrets video. Anne Reardon does a really great job of explaining cheat ways to temper chocolate. So this is just grated chocolate in this bowl. This is the kind of chocolate I'm using, Coles milk chocolate. It was $2.50 and I have one full block of this grated in there, well, except for the bits that ended up on my hands. And the chips that I'm going to be using are these Smith's original crinkle cut chips because that's what was cheap at the supermarket when I went to see it. So I'm going to go ahead and get this chocolate melted in the microwave, and then I'll put the chips out on the paper. See, this is not even the right paper, you know. In the Hercules Candy video, I'm pretty sure what they use is called freezer paper, but I don't think that is a thing where I live. So I'm just using grease-proof baking paper, which hopefully will do the job the same. I don't know, but I don't even have the right scales or anything. But I want to show you guys this cool thing that I got. This was one of my Christmas presents, and it's a digital thermo spatula. So I'm going to try that out today with the melting of the chocolate, just to see if it works, I guess. So I'm going to start getting this chocolate melted and then I'll be back. So my chocolate's all good and melted now, and it is 27.7 degrees Celsius. And I don't know how many degrees in Fahrenheit that is, but some. Okay, so let's go ahead and put that there for a minute. Here's where I have the spatula. Get the chips laid out. I'm not really sure what is the correct number of chips to put out because I've never done this before, and I also feel like they should be a little more broken up than what they are right now. So I'm just gonna put, like, I don't know, that many, I guess, and then I suppose I'll smush them a little bit, which I think is not strictly part of the instructions, but it's what we're gonna go with anyway. Because I think the point of potato chip bark is that it's like bits of potato chip and not an entire potato chip, because otherwise then why would they bother doing the chocolate covered potato chips, you know? So I've got that all spread out there now, and I'm gonna go ahead and put the chocolate on top of the potato chips, and then we will start with the what was it? Steve called it smush or mush, something like that, and Terry calls it padding, and you have to tell it that it's good chocolate. So we'll go ahead and put this out on here now. This is probably even too many chips, but we'll see how we go. Let's get it all. Okay. Come on, chocolate. Realistically, I should just get my hands involved since I'm going to be getting dirty hands anyway. So I'll kind of scrape that out a bit more. And chocolate, okay. Just put that there for a minute, okay. So I'm going to kind of just do this a little bit. Yeah, this is way too many chips for the amount of chocolate I've got, so I'm going to take some of those away. Okay, they've got a little chocolate on them already. I'll eat them. Mix this up. Yeah, way too many chips. Okay, so note to self, next time you need a lot less chips than you think. So I'm going to try and sort of squish it up a little. Okay, and then I guess just kind of try and spread it out a bit. I guess I can come back in later and add some more chocolate on this because I think that this is not going to work out as well as I had hoped, I think. So now I'm just patting the chocolate or mushing the chocolate depending on whose side you're on. And I'm going to keep doing that until such times as it starts to cool down, apparently. So, yeah. I think we're also going to have some issues with the cutting because I do not have a pizza cutter even for cutting pizza, much less for cutting chocolate. So I'm going to have to use a knife, I guess, This is not working. The chips are getting stuck to me. Is this what this... My mother-in-law just tried to call me and I could not answer because my hands are covered in chocolate. So that's not going to work. Okay. Keep patting. Pat enthusiastically, I guess. Okay. I think this is going to be more potato chip than bark, but that's okay. We live and we learn. Spread, I guess. Spread a little bit because nobody wants their bark to be too thick, do they? Okay, so I can feel the chocolate cooling down now and getting a little bit stickier. So I guess that means we must be getting kind of close to where we can just leave it to set. I didn't really have a way of testing what the actual temperature is now because if I put the thermo spatula back in, then it's like just gonna get chunks of potato chip in it, I guess. So I'll keep going a bit. Okay, well, that's pretty well cooled down now, I think. So I'm gonna go ahead and wash this, okay. I'm gonna go ahead and lick this off my hands and then wash my hands and leave this and see if it starts to set up on its own. And I guess failing that, I'll put it in the fridge. So I'll bring you back when we have an update. Okay, it's been about 20 minutes and this is not really showing any signs of wanting to harden up on its own. So I'm going to go ahead and put it into the fridge to see if we can get it to harden up and actually turn into bark and not just be like a sludgy puddle. So I'm going to go ahead and slide it onto a board and I'm going to put this in the fridge. So after 5 minutes in the fridge, starting to set up a little bit better. Now, so I'm going to go ahead and cut this. I'm going to use a knife because like I said, I don't have a pizza cutter, so I'm going to use a big knife and get this sort of chopped a little bit to make it easier to break apart when it's properly set up. And then it will go back into the fridge because that seems to be the best way for it to set up. I don't know if that might be because it's kind of a warm day today as well, but whatever. It's going to go back in the fridge. Okay, back into the fridge. Alright, it's been about another 10 minutes and this seems to have set up enough so that I can pull it apart into squares. So that's good, it's bark now. So the test now is going to be to see whether or not it's actually properly tempered, and I suspect it's probably not. So I've obviously done something a bit wrong here. I've actually probably done a lot of things a bit wrong here, but that's okay. So what I'm going to do now is move this out of the way. I have got this little glass here, and I'm going to take one piece of the bark and I'm going to put it on top of the glass and leaving it at room temperature. If it's properly tempered, it should stay like that. And if it's not properly tempered, the chocolate will soften and it will like fall into, like melt into bits and like turn back into a puddle. So I'm going to leave that there to see what happens while I go ahead and get the rest of this broken up and put into a container. Well, it's been 15 minutes and it hasn't collapsed into the glass, so that's a good sign. Let's just have a look. Seems to be holding up pretty well. It is, I am feeling it's getting a bit soft, yeah, in my fingers when I'm holding it, so it's not properly tempered, but I think it's going to be okay enough for the purposes of this dinner that we're having. And I was going to keep it in the fridge anyway because it's the middle of summer and it will melt regardless of whether or not it's tempered. So I guess next time temper the chocolate better, and next time definitely more chocolate, less potato chips. I'm going to go ahead and eat this. Yay! This is the finished product. This little container here. Besides the tempering issue, I'm extremely pleased with how it came out, and oh my god, guys, potato chip bark is the bomb. It's like salty and crunchy and sweet and chocolatey and delicious. If you've never had it, and like me, you can't order it from Hercules Candy, go ahead and make some. It's amazing, and it's, you know, if you're not going to do a proper job, it's not that hard. So thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.